Guys, this is Claudia here from the Bookkeeping Experts. Today we're gonna talk about a very popular subject. Like I said, I've been a bookkeeper for a long time. Clients come to me with all kinds of questions, but one of the challenges is how to use QuickBooks Online for property management companies. We're talking about companies that um, manage the rent from their customers. They receive the rent payment and then they pay the property owners. So that when they are receiving the money from the rent from the tenants, that money is not their money. So what we do is that we create what we call an IOTA account, or you gotta open up an IOTA account, right, and link the account to QuickBooks Online, and then um, any payments that come through, we're gonna open up a liability account, and that money is going to go to the liability account. And when we pay the customer, the property owners, we're going to take out of that liability account and give it to the owner. Now, a couple of things to know is that the money that you record on the bank account for that specific trust, it needs to match the trust liability account. Those two need to be the same because any money coming in into the trust account, it's a credit to the liability account. uh, I'm sorry, it is a debit to the liability account because increase the liability, and then once you pay the property owners, gonna take that liability out, and then transfer the money from the IOTA account, and and remove it from there. So can add it um, to the expense that is supposed to go. All right. So enough of talking. Let's go to work. Okay. So let's go to QuickBooks Online. So the first thing you want to do is create the customers, and the way we do is create the property owners as the main customer, and then all the apartments or the properties for that customer, you create a sub customer. Okay, so how do you do that, Claudia? On the left hand side, click under sales. I'm gonna go to customers. We're gonna open the main customer. Okay, you can name whatever. I have it here as the Dream Day Properties. Okay, so you can, I already created some Dream Day Properties. And this is the main customer. So I would save here. And then when I want to create the sub accounts, I'm gonna create a new, and we're gonna put the address of each property. So I'm gonna put 250 Happy Lane. We're gonna make a sub account. We're gonna select my Dream Day Apartments, which is my customer, okay? And save it. We're gonna bill it with parents, so it's not gonna get too confusing, but that's how you do it. That's how you create the sub customers, and that's how you want to do it, okay? So the next thing we do, so we create the bank account, we create the customers, sub customers. So we're gonna create the trust account, which we already did. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna show you how to create the trust account. So in the chart of accounts, click there. We're gonna go ahead and create new. I already created here, so I'm just gonna show you how to do it. See, the rent interest is the main account, and I'm gonna create all the properties, all my customers, not the properties themselves, so all my customers as a sub account of rent interest. Okay, so like I said, this rent interest is money that does not belong to me. There's a few items that were entered there. We're just gonna delete that. Like I said, this is just training, and I don't want to leave it there because that's gonna become a little confusing. in trust. Let me delete everything. Okay, thank you so much for hanging in there with me. So we have all the accounts zeroed out. I want to make sure that everything is zeroed out so that we got a nice flow. Okay, so we created that trust liability. It's a, oh, we still have some stuff here. Let me delete that. So it all has to be zeroed out. Okay, all zero out. Perfect, because we're gonna get started. Okay, so we create the trust liability. The next thing, we create the bank, and the right way, the preferably the preferred way, sorry, the preferred way is to have a separate IOTA bank account for each of your clients. This way, your books are gonna be cleaner, and it's gonna be easier for you to manage, especially if those are bigger clients, you have multiple apartments. You want to have a separate bank account for each of them, okay? All right, each of the clients, not each of the tenants. Okay, that's one thing good to understand here. So we have a couple of the trust account here for Dream Day Apartment Trust and Sunkiss Bank Trust. Okay, so we created the customers and the sub-customers. We created the bank account. We will create the products. On the left-hand side, bank sales, products and service. And I want to make sure that these products that I'm creating is going to be connected to the trust account, the corresponding trust account. So we have Dream Day. I already entered those, but I want to show you how to do it. You want to do a new service. We're going to name it, Happy Lane, whatever I already have. Okay, this is your products and service. And instead of sales, this is the key. You got to click on the arrow and select the corresponding liability account. You can actually type here, it's easier. Trust. So in this case, if it is Happy Lane, Happy Property Trust, right? So when you create the invoice, that payment is actually going to that liability. Okay. All right. So the next step is to create an invoice. So you created all the products and service. Those are going, I see that I created a product and service for each of the client. And all these are going to go to the liability, except sales. Sales is income. So we have Dream Day Property Rent Payable. We have the Happy Property Rent Payable and Sunkiss Properties Rent. Those are my three clients, my made up clients, right? And then I have service, which I can actually add it. I can call this property management fees. And save and close. All right. Okay, so let's go to the invoice. Left hand side, plus new, create an invoice. I'm sending this invoice to one of the tenants. Okay. Let's see. Kelly Clark is one of the tenants. Not the country singer, by the way. It's Kelly Clark. Okay. Now I am going. Kelly Clark is a tenant for Dream Day Properties. Okay, so I'm gonna select the Dream Day Properties rent payable because that money is gonna go to that liability, that trust account. Okay, so we're gonna invoice her, computers, for $1,200. Okay, so we would save and send if I had a customer email, but this is made up, so I'm just gonna save. Okay. All right. Oh, I had a prior payment here that I didn't delete. Let me delete the payment so that I can show you how it's done. Sorry. Okay, so let's create an invoice. Okay, once again, Kelly Clark. Dream Day properties payable, $1,200. Okay, we're gonna save. Okay, I actually had something I entered before, and it was creating a payment or applying that payment to this. So I didn't want to do that, so I deleted that payment because it was for prior training. So everything is entered here. You check that this is going to the right trust account. The dates, you can put in, I don't know, net 15. Make sure you take a look or do upon receipt, whatever you prefer, whatever way you work, right? So everything is fine. The amount, we're gonna click on receive payment. So we saved it. Now we're gonna receive payment. Okay, there was a prior invoice here before, but we're gonna receive payment on this one. The date is fine. We're gonna go ahead and save and close. Okay. So I'm gonna go back to the customer. I'm gonna delete that other invoice that is not supposed to be there. There was a duplicate invoice here. See that? I just had entered before. So I want to make sure that I open up here. I'm just gonna delete this. This is duplicated. I don't want that. Okay. So I just have that one invoice and the payment is recorded right here. And I want to make sure that the payment went to the right account. So it went to the Dream Day Trust Bank. See that? And it's routed to that invoice. So everything is good here. Great. So everything is set up. Now the next thing is, how do you view reports for this? As I mentioned before, QuickBooks, I don't know if I mentioned that before, but QuickBooks is not set up to generate profit and loss for your clients. This finance is for your finance, for the property management finance. However, if you go on the balance sheet, you can verify all the transactions under the trust. So left hand side, I go to reports, and like I said, because we're managing all this income from the trust account, the money will come in and out of trust, right? So if you click on the balance sheet, put out dates. I'm gonna do cash. Okay. So this is how much money I have in trust for Dream Day Trust. And if I click here, I have all the transactions. Those are two payments, right? We have Kelly Clark and Clark Jones, all Clarks. And those are all payments. Now we want to record the payments out of trust to the client. So we're gonna go back here. And how do we do that? We're gonna go ahead and create an expense. Okay. Gonna add new here. Dream Day properties. So I'm paying them. Okay. Now here, you want to make sure you take this out of the trust, the correct trust, not the bank, but out of the trust account, Dream Day property trust. Okay, and let's say that you paid, we received $2,200. Let's say you pay $1,800. Okay. And we're gonna save and close. Once you record the expense here, if you have all the banks linked into QuickBooks, which I highly recommend, you want to match that transaction in banking. Keep in mind that in QuickBooks Online, everything needs to match. So if you're entering an expense, you can't round it off, or I'm sorry, you can't round it up or round it down. You can't round it, period. You want to make sure that whatever amount you enter matches exactly what happened in bank. And that works for just about everything, not just income transactions, but expense transactions as well. So we're going to say we pay him $1,800. Okay, so we are taking this money out of trust, but I haven't recorded the payment out of the trust bank account going into the operations yet. So here is all good. I'm gonna save and close. Okay. I want to make sure that the bank account that we're taking the money out is going to the right place. Did I record 1,800? No, it's not 1,800 for them. It's just 1,200. So let's say that the payment is for just $1,000. Okay, I was thinking it was 2,200, but no, it's just 1,200. That's all we have. So save and close. Okay, now it's right. So we see the rent coming in, and we see the property owner being paid out of trust. I have 200 here, but on the dream day I still have $1,200 because I need to record the transfer out of this trust account, and you can record it either to whatever the money is going to the operations account, so you can pay the tenants or whatever happened to this. You need to record here as well. Okay, so we're gonna do one more expense. We have $200 in trust, and I'm paying this client's electrical bill. So we're gonna enter an expense. We're gonna go the same client, Dream Pay Properties. Oh, actually, this one is gonna be Duke Energy. That's the electrical bill. So we have the right trust account here. See that? Rent in trust for Dream Day Properties. And the electrical bill was $100. Save and close. So I still have $100 on the Dream Day Property Trust. And there's one more expense that I'm going to record, and that's my payment. Okay, once again, expense. The pay, property management. Okay, happy property management. As you can see, I'm not very creative. Everything has to do with happy, dream day, and all that fun stuff. That gets me excited and happy. So that's why I use that. Upbeat. Yay. Okay, so we're going to take it out of the trust. And it's the Dream Day Trust. And we're paying $100. Good price. Okay. Gonna save and close. And like I said, anything that I enter here, I want to make sure I match it in banking. That one didn't enter. So let me go ahead and take a look at the expense. Let's see what happened there. If you go into expense and then you click on this counter clock, it's going to bring us the last transaction. So it's coming out of the trust bank. That's good. Okay. Dream Day Apartment Trust. Okay, yeah, that's good. Okay. The next step, is to match this with this. So $1,000 was paid. So what we can, we're gonna record what we call a transfer. We're gonna take the money out of the bank trust. Okay. And record to where this money went to. You can put the not the trust account, usually the checking account. So we're gonna suppose that the cash account is a trust, and we're gonna do. I'm sorry, we're gonna suppose that this cash account is the checking. We're gonna do $1,000 here. It's going to checking out of the bank. Now we're matching everything. We have $100 on the trust account, and we have $100 on the bank account. That's what we needed. It's back to the balance sheet. These two numbers here always needs to match. Always. Okay? Always need to match. And the rent and trust is everything that is in here needs to match with everything that is in their specific bank. All right, so we entered that. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the trust transactions. Okay, and I'm going to tell you what you can do to generate a profit and loss to your clients. Like I said, it's not going to be on QuickBooks Online. You have to do it on an Excel spreadsheet outside QuickBooks. Okay, so this is the trust account. We're going to click here, and then all the transactions that happen is going to be here. And all the memo description should have been here too. I don't have a whole lot of notes in here, but I should have. I can actually go in and put somewhere. This is all the transactions. So how do you transfer all this information or change this information into a profit and loss? I'll tell you. So rent and trust. Okay, I'm sorry for that. So we're gonna go ahead and click on the arrow next to this page, and we're gonna export to Excel. And once exporting to Excel, you can use this number and rename it whatever way you want it. Okay, so that's one way to work around that. There are people who actually use their operations account to receive the tenant's money. I do not recommend that. So you are required to open a YOTA account for those clients. And in QuickBooks Online, you do have to record that as a trust. It's not income because it's not your money, like I said many times during this video. Okay. So, and that's how you do it. So we're going to go ahead and go back to the balance sheet, and you see what's going on here. We see the income, cash, and the liability. All right. So I hope this was useful. If you like this video, please click on the thumbs up down below. We like to bring those videos to you once a week, or sometimes a little less than, or sometimes longer than every week, but most of the time every week. We bring subjects like this, and if you have a specific question that you'd like us to cover, please put a note down below. It's coming to the end of the year, so it's time to start thinking about organizing the books and get everything ready to file your taxes. If you're in a situation where you have a lot of work, you need somebody to help you catch up, please contact us, QuickBooks Experts. You see the phone down below. Go ahead and do that. Give us a call. We can set up a Zoom meeting on a one-on-one basis where we can cover specifically your questions. So go ahead and give us a call or email us, and we can schedule that. You can hire us to teach you how to use QuickBooks or answer you specific questions in regards to QuickBooks Online. Um, if you'd like us to teach you how to do it, you can also schedule a Zoom meeting. You can hire us to help you understand, or your employees to help understand what's in QuickBooks and all the processes of QuickBooks Online. Go ahead and contact us so that we can help you out with that. Or if you want ongoing QuickBooks, you don't want to deal with QuickBooks and you just want somebody to do it, and you want just to focus your attention on making lots of money, hey, that's why we're here for you too. Go ahead and contact us and we can help you out with that. Uh, Please subscribe to our channel so we can bring subjects like that every week, and give us a thumbs up. And until next time, keep on smiling.